Good morning, viewers, and welcome to another edition of the Breakfast Show where they come to you live from Liberty Online TV with a stream on Facebook, YouTube, and also now a website where they powered by Orim Sierra Leone. We where they bring this edition of the Breakfast Show come to you this Tuesday morning. Mina Khadija Bangura.
And Mina Mabel Kaba, good morning. Today na Tuesday, the 21st day of October 2025. Inside this edition of the Breakfast Show today, we can continue for talk about the issue we get for do it, the fight against the different drugs where young people don't they take this BNSM as number them where they come out from council and other people they show say more people they die from drugs every day. Today we continue with the conversation, also we continue for talk to more people on the issue of drugs. And today at the studio we go for can talk to a politician when Adi Macaulay instead they can share thoughts regarding the fight against drugs na salon currently.
Well, as we continue with the conversation, we get for do with Kush and other substance where young people and other people they don't they take na this country, na the country, and we don't they see outside the figures don't they go up, we don't they see videos of people where they take this particular substance, they go all over social media, and we don't they see the fights don't take another different turn, as we see yesterday outside the Ministry of Local Government being right to the mayor say within 5 days, then they demand, say, the mayor forgive clear explanation as to the allegation where they say the mayor makes say according to in records now about 220 people where don't die from Kush where council don't bear. And the ministry say if the mayor fail for provide to them the evidence then go take administrative action against the mayor. Well, yesterday again, the mayor be respond to the letter where the Ministry of Local Government be write to outside the mayor been provide a spreadsheet outside he analyze all the figures according to waiting he say he gets now in data, and self he be ask the Ministry of Local Government if there were more data he go provide for them. As the Ministry of Local Government they request say the mayor for provide data, the mayor for show them autopsy results where prove say them people there where the mayor they claim say then die na true say then die from Kush. Well, we can talk to the mayor, her worship Ivona Kisoya from the Freetown City Council. Later we can talk to Adi Macaulay, when a flag bearer aspirant for the All People's Congress APC party, where himself get a own perspective on how him feel say government will go about for fight this particular drug issue in the country and other substance where many people believe say they na salon and don't they affect young people We can talk to the mayor, her worship Ivona Kisoya, we go tell we first about this data where he say he gets. Second, if he get the post-mortem results where the Ministry of Local Government they ask for. And thirdly, the ministry say if the mayor fail for respond in 5 days, then go take administrative action. On the phone, we get her worship, the mayor for the Freetown City Council, Ivona Kisoya. Good morning, her worship.
Morning, Khadija. Good morning, listeners.
All right, we get in possession a letter from the Ministry of Local Government where they write to you. Then they request, say, you make a statement on the 7th of October, now another media house, and you say you don't bury about 220 they body them. Now then the Freetown City Council don't bury where die from Kush. And then they request say you for provide evidence for show say this particular number we give out to the public. Now true say they die from Kush. Then they request for a post-mortem because they say you they cause public alarm. Firstly, you don't receive this letter from the ministry.
Yes, Khadija, I received the letter on the 10th of October.
All right. The things then where the ministry they request for. Now things then where I see another response from you as well. You put a spreadsheet and all the evidence there. But before we talk about firstly, you as a mayor from the Freetown City Council, you don't be part of government, or they collaborate for fight against Kush and the other substance there. Receiving this letter from the Ministry of Local Government, you feel surprised?
Well, I'm somewhat disappointed because this is an issue where government don't see in a national crisis. This is an issue where we don't sit down with the different security sectors. Some time back, some months ago, there was a meeting because, the body then been increased and on the increase, and council been raised concern about how this process for work. You will find out if you ask the people on the streets, you ask Freetonians, what think can happen? I get numerous text messages on my phone where people then can text and say body there, then don't call police say let them call city council. So the fact of the matter is, on the 17th of September, I write a letter, not an open letter. I write a letter to the Minister of Internal Affairs, just for bring to your attention how far we don't go. At that point, it was 174. In that letter, I asked for a meeting. I asked for let we sit down together with all the relevant people. I copy the Minister of Local Government. I copy the Minister of Health in that letter for say this year not a crisis. Aware say waiting to happen at Freetown, not unique. It didn't happen all over the country. And I asked for let we get a meeting because we're not comfortable for continue just to bury these bodies and then we not see action where the signify the extent of the crisis or where the commensurate to the extent of the crisis. As Lambert have been pointed out when I've been doing another media house, I noticed it as one of the talker the other day. On that day, there were 57 deaths from mpox nationwide. So if you make that comparison between mpox, where they be treated with medical facilities, medication, medicines, and as a response, if you compare them to what we see just in Freetown, and this is not, as I say, these are the ones on the street. You can get more people than also you're not gonna know. So, having written that letter, having had a response from the minister where he say, he gained receipt of my letter, he go consult with other stakeholders and come back to me on next steps. This was in mid-September. For now, in October, I received a letter where effectively not a look at the issue, but rather the ask about postmortems where we know say not feasible or viable. I mean, mortuary not even they operate at the moment. Corner mortuary is closed, as we know. Many of these bodies, they're in a very terrible state. But again, I want to point out, say, in my letter to the Minister of Internal Affairs, I make the point, say the Local Government Act no give council the responsibility for collect corpses from the street. We've been doing historically when you get one or two destitute person die, maybe over a 6-month period. We do them just in that humanitarian way, not because we get the responsibility. We not get the legal mandate. We are writing on the letter. We not get the responsibility and we not get the budget. At the time of this number, I ask we FO and we have the documents. We can show the financial documents as well. We will not spend 108 million. So because you get for pay fuel, you get for pay the burial team guys them, you get for buy gloves, you get for buy disinfectant, you get for buy face mask, body bags, tarpaulin, all these things. But like I've been saying in my letter to the minister on the 17th of September, me issue not to say council get for spending money. No, me issue is why are our children, why are our youth dying on the streets? I believe say that be for be the focus of we all as governments today, central government, local government. We focus for be why are our kids dying? Let we stop the death. Let we stop the supply of Kush. Let we stop the supply. It's not about the role of parents. Many parents are doing their very best. But Usai, a market flooded. Usai, when picking turn to the left, to the right, every side he turn, then he sell Kush, then he offer picking and Kush, then you offer them to them for let them try.
Mayor
Not
Kisoya,
whether you get money or not, just try it.
Mayor, a lot of people don't they see this particular back and forth between you and the ministry, we're supposed for collaborate and fight this particular fight, where don't they bog the lives of young people and say una they play politics rather than collaboration, where as a time like this una for all una self as stakeholders, as leaders them for fight against Kush and the other substance them, where young people and plenty other people they take na the country.
Well, Khadija, let me make a point to the fact say when I write to the Minister of Internal Affairs, I don't write an open letter. I write to the minister a letter where just copy to who I get for be copied to, including the Minister of Local Government, including the Minister of Health. I actually didn't get the opportunity for meet with the minister. We bump into each other at another meeting. I mentioned to her and say, I don't write this letter. So, Khadija, I want to say with all due respect that I reach out for collaborate, and we don't collaborate because even the time when we announced the national emergency back in 2024, a year ago, at that time, we be available like all the other councils because then I believe saying then we make ceremonially, sort of co-heads in our district in the fight against Kush. So if there's politics, if you read the letter I sent to the Minister of Internal Affairs, not a political letter. A letter where simply say, this is the situation. We want to collaborate, but we can't keep doing this. That's not a politics, that's a humanity. We can't keep burying young people with no questions asked. Something was so abnormal. I mean, where in the world you pick up bodies on the streets almost every other day? I talked to the burial team before I come onto this call. Then pick up 4 bodies yesterday. Thankfully, they may actually get one of the radio or television stations. They may come for interview them. So that media house being there with them, we then do them pickups. Of course, as the letters say, given the concern with the minister don't raise about the authority under which we collect them bodies, we don't want to forget any further problem. We don't want for be a cause of any further issue if not so it be regarded. So we don't tell the burial team for stop. So we don't ask the minister now, let it give we the contact details. When people then call we, let it tell we who that we for direct them to, so that we can direct them to who that it feels say now the right authority for collect the corpses on the street. So we as city council, given say when we ask for a meeting, we yet forget a meeting, but instead we don't be asked under whose authority, and I don't be told that, I will be subject to an administrative inquiry. So we don't say, let the burial team stop. Let it stop. We go wait for let the Ministry of Local Government directly to, and we go share with the public. That's before direct everybody to now going forward.
Madam Mayor, when you begin talk, you say you disappointed where you see the letter. What exactly you disappointed on? Is it the content of the letter where they request something from the council for proof certain people had died of drugs, or the timing of the letter? What's really you disappointed in?
Well, thankfully, we're an institution, and me in a person way, I don't talk without data. Whether it's tree planting, whether it's, collecting corpses, we always make sure, say, we actually get the numbers. And the way how we collect the numbers, when a body be collected from the street, the team gets a tally within the do. Then get for make the submissions, then get for do the liquidation for the money way to be spent in this process. So every corpse we then collect, then they take the picture. Then they write who side and collect the corpse from, and then they write who side and bury the corpse. All of that one day to be stapled together because it's more or less on a monthly basis. Now and then they do the liquidation. That information, they go to the finance department and are backing information. In fact, what we will need for do this for pull the spreadsheet together, we will therefore go to audit Sierra because then they're in a council at the moment, they do audit. And all this data have been there with them. So we may therefore get the vouchers from them and then put them in a spreadsheet in the way where we present them so that it will be very clear, for anybody, and particularly for the ministry who request information, for let able to see everything at a glance. So when it comes to the disappointment, we're not concerned, say we will give wrong data, because I make a point of duty, like I say, whether the number of trees them where we plant, whether the number of workers where they sweep the streets, we not do them in a haphazard manner. Everything we do, they be very well documented. So for say I go worry, say then go ask me for data, I don't go get the data. No, I'm not concerned about that. No, the disappointment at the fact say, I feel to say right now, we all collectively as a government, central government, national government, local government, we all collectively for the focus on how we end this scourge. For let we see young people in other countries, they make TikTok videos about saloon. They cry out to other governments for carefully check Sierra Leoneans entering into their country. It's heartbreaking. For letting say the youth of we country, we don't. Let them protect the youth of Liberia, of Guinea, of Gambia. I think many people didn't see that video we go around, that TikTok. It's heartbreaking. So if we raise an issue and say, this they grow, we get the data for telling us, say, the scale, they get worse. The number of bodies where they be picked up from the streets, they increase. I believe, say, waiting I expect a collaborative response. Oh, okay, that meeting, let me sit down. Let me really look together. What can be done besides talking about rehabs where, unfortunately, we see now, say, when you dig beneath the surface, the rehabs are not financed. Whether that the government one, the private one, what we're hearing is that they're not financed. Yesterday, I see a report where they talk about even the drugs enforcement agency. Their budget was a mere 89,000, but it was reduced
Madam Mayor
to 63,000. So it disappoints me. Not the focused. We are not here to call government out. That the objective of writing to the Minister of Internal Affairs, the objective of writing to the Minister of Internal Affairs, now for say this require urgent action, and we really stand by for be part of that solution. We're not resourced for do this.
So because of
we're
that,
not resourced for do this, but nevertheless we do them.
Madam Mayor, so many people on the call say this supposed to be a national fight. At this stage, if council withdraw the body them wanna be done the pick, wanna withdraw this action, think say they can worsen the situation, because even when they pick up the body them. So yesterday we see them they make a call again, say around the Govt area, body been there. Some side and at song again, body then day. Even where una be the pick, body then be still the day. If una stop now that una don't get this letter from the Ministry of Local Government, they question the numbers and way una the give. Think say they can worsen the whole situation, because if body then are streets, let's say past days, weeks and months they go, they're not able to pick them up. Think say they worsen the situation, and are you there in charge of the city as the mayor for Freetown?
So, maybe when you receive a letter from the government where they tell you, say, failure to substantiate these claims with verifiable evidence will compel the ministry to take appropriate administrative and policy measures in accordance with established government protocols. I want to also just say that the fourth point, I think there's C and D. C say medical evidence or post-mortem reports establishing that their deaths were directly caused by the intake of Kush. Listen to this. We're being told to provide medical evidence or post-mortem reports establishing that their deaths were directly caused by the intake of Kush. And D reads, the source of authority under which the Freetown City Council conducted such retrievals and investigations. And then, of course, as I read before, they say failure to provide that source of authority, failure for provide the evidence saying a Kush will lead to appropriate administrative and policy measures. Mabel, I feel to say as a public institution, it is now necessary for let we wait for Yeri back from the Ministry of Local Government.
So Mayor,
I
now
feel
the
to say
administrative
we get a responsibility because
Mayor,
if we continue for act
Mayor
and the
Akisoya,
ministry and the ministry they say, then the question, the basis upon which we act, you not feel to say that could lead to, even potentially charges against the institution or perhaps even the head of the institution.
Mayor,
So
now
because
the
you're being told,
administrative action where the ministry writes now the letter. Now in scare you will make you say you dey stop for picnic they body them. Taking
no, I
into
no go say- I no go
consideration
say
say if
I
then
no go
body
say
are
I
continue
scared.
for then a streets, then begin smell. Now you back as the mayor of the council, the public go begin puts the pressure and call you out, say the city dirty. It is smell.
Well, Khadija, I'm not going to say I'm afraid. No. I'm not afraid of anything. We have the evidence, we have the data. We are not in a position to do postmortems, but, the ministry is very welcome. As I said at the letter, we know who side the body then buried. The ministry very welcome for get a pathologist involved and check. The burial team tell me, say, every time they collect the bodies, they search the pockets. And yesterday, in the presence of the media house where even they with them, when they search the pockets, they see tramadol, they see Kush. I asked if they had photos. They say the photos and the videos were taken by the media team. We accompanied them in the field yesterday. This is not a question of being afraid. This is a question of us having a situation where we be challenged about authority. Is very important for let we get direction from the Ministry of Local Government. If the Ministry of Local Government perhaps don't collaborate with other parties at central government level and then get an alternative, so until we wait and get that information. We don't submit the information to the ministry. Let we get direction from them. They ask a question, they specifically ask with the authority. We don't make and clear say, nowhere in the Local Government Act, nor we say, na city council responsible for collect corpses of anybody. That is clear. We need to do them in good faith.
All right,
If
Madam
that's
Mayor.
not acceptable to government, then let government tell we who that we for direct the general public to.
Before you the left we, Madam Mayor.
Until we say council una continue, we don't understand, say there are no options, no other options. We will continue. This now we city. But given the question we don't be asked, and the measures where we don't be told go be taken if they're not satisfied with the questions or with the answers, let we wait and hear it back from government.
All right. Meanwhile, as soon as they wait and as you left with this morning at the program, council still stand by the figures them where una be done guessing a number of people where una don't pick, we don't die from drugs.
In fact, you get more. You get more now from the 8th of October.
So what are the latest figures where you get, Madam Mayor?
Oh, I not ask before I come on, and me, I not be play with numbers.
All right.
I not be play with numbers. I can just tell you, say they collected 4 yesterday, and they've been collecting. But I not be play with numbers. When I call me, just out of the blue, I not being. If I want the latest numbers, we will provide them. That is not a problem. I will send them to you before the next hour. I will get them from the burial team.
This letter, because the ministry said they go take administrative action against you, they make you quit from the fight against the Kush and other substances.
Never.
But you say you don't ask your team not for the peak body there again, and that's not part of the fight.
Khadija, hear me well. Khadija, hear me well. I say we get a letter. We ask among, they ask me for show the bodies, for confirm the numbers, we've done that. They ask say we need for give post-mortem evidence, say na Kush. They say we for also tell them the authority under which, even though I've been all right to the Minister of Internal Affairs on the 17th of September, pointing out that there is no authority, there is no responsibility on council for do this, but because of humanity, we not go just left them. But at the same time, this cannot continue without a national response, without sitting around the table and recognizing, say, this not natural.
All right.
For collect 220 plus bodies in not natural. So the reason why I don't tell the burial team for stop is because the ministry don't ask me questions. And we expect, say, the ministry, they not ask we say under whose authority. Presumably, then get who that then feel say get the authority when I aim we for direct this information to. So we did wait for it back from the ministry. This is not, we just don't want to do the wrong thing. You know, the ministry don't give we a deadline. We don't meet the deadline. And now we wait for Yeri back from them.
All right, many Madam Mayor, we talked to we this morning for clarify certain questions them where the Ministry of Local Government may ask inside a particular letter where then sent to the mayor say they want let the mayor provide evidence for show say the 220 the body there where the mayor say council don't beg then die of Kush, and also the ministry ask him for give them post-mortem results where they show say them people here die from Kush, and the mayor don't publish a spreadsheet of all the data and figures the way it gets from the local government, from the council their own side. We will continue for follow closely. We try for reach the Ministry of Local Government, so they try for call the Honorable Minister Tambala Mina, where they head the Ministry of Local Government for let it can talk to una the general public why it feels say the mayor no give correct figure where it be they talk about the Kush. Well, we'll continue with the Kush discussion. And this morning we get one pandy APC flag bearer aspirants them at the Macaulay way himself one for adding voice to these issues where the country they battle with. If we don't follow Liberty TV, we don't count different people them, we don't get their opinion and perspective. Yesterday we be host the Minister of Information, we talk about the mechanism where governments they put in place for ensure say they fight against Kush and other substance them. And as of this morning, we get information say governments after a long time they don't open back 2 of the rehab center they will been closed because they say they don't get money. Well, this move shows say government ready now for fight against Kush and other substance them. Good morning, Mr. Macaulay.
Good morning, Khadija. Good morning, Mabel, and good morning, listeners and viewers at all.
All right, this is not just a coincidence. You didn't at the studio, you don't listen to the mayor interview, and I'm pretty sure say you don't see the letter where the local government ministry write and they ask us several questions. But before we can get your own opinion on how you feel say government for tackle this particular crisis where the country did struggle with. From where you are sitting now, also you feel say the country did in terms of fighting Kush and other substance there, because not a Kush no more the problem, hold on the area, but other substance there like tramadol, 225, a whole lot of them. Also if you say the country did now in terms of fighting this particular crisis.
Khadija, we not don't do well as a nation for fight this particular crisis. But before I proceed, make I just make this very clear. The fight against Kush, now a national fight. It is not a political fight. So I know they here this morning for can't do any political point scoring. Now for add the voice to the fight against Kush and other drug-related crimes then, and also for share me perspective as somebody will get a background in law and law enforcement. So I just want to make that very, very clear.
So the question I ask, because yourself don't they around, you don't they follow the conversation, also you feel say the country they now in terms of fighting this crisis?
Khadija, we not don't do well in the fight against Kush and other drug-related offenses, crimes then. like you, this Khadija, it is quite clear that two things, and they were very, very, very clear. We don't affect the fight against drugs and Kush and other related illegal substances. One, that we not only do the necessary investment in tackling the issues here. Two things very clear. One, that the young people of this country are being destroyed by Kush. In fact, me go refer to and say, na a national crisis, we don't reach criminal pandemic. And secondly, it is also very clear that Sierra Leone don't become a transshipment hub for the trafficking of narcotics and other illegal substances. Let's just give you a rundown of why I say this. Starting back in 2007, we see that there was a plane load of drugs where, was arrested at Lungay, where there were successful prosecutions on that day. And for a very long time, we see efforts being made for tackle drug dealing, drug trafficking, and consumption as well. But lately, we don't see there has been a spike in one, the use of illegal substances, two, the trafficking of illegal substances. There is a demand and supply aspect to this. Somebody get for one time, and somebody get for Briancam. For there, we able to reach at this point, we don't reach as a nation. In 2018, we get a seizure of drugs in a container where then these guys are spoiled in our Takis, over 100 kilograms of cocaine. Then in 2020, the Spanish Navy, just outside the coast of West Africa, intercepted a fishing vessel registered on their Sierra Leone with huge quantity of cocaine. Then we pass that side. We come to actually waiting emanate from Sierra Leone. Between 2019 to 2021, the National Crimes Agency in the UK successfully break a gang of drug dealers, then where the source of the drugs where they cage now from Sierra Leone, then disguise them as frozen fish and other agricultural product. Ship them from Queen Elizabeth Port. It arrived na Liverpool Port of Folkestone. And when the customs they carry out inspections, it's 250 kilograms of pure cocaine we then discover inside it. And, there was a successful prosecution, and about 3 or 4 of them cumulatively were sentenced to 75 years imprisonment. When you pass Dandy, you come back na Sierra Leone. In 2021, we see a truck where the Ivorian authorities arrest. The truck was registered in Sierra Leone, you get Sierra Leonean registration plate. And from the records of the investigation, it shows say this motorcar comes alone, it passed through Guinea, and it enter Ivory Coast through Noir port, crossing point. And now cocaine be the inside there. They arrest 2 Sierra Leonean and 1 Ivorian. Then in 2022, we also get a minibus where Burkina Faso authorities arrest. Underneath the undercarrier panel, they find cannabis, ricin, drugs there, and methamphetamine as well. And it was a vehicle registered in Sierra Leone. 3 Sierra Leoneans and 2 Burkina Faso nationals were also arrested and prosecuted. We they see on TikTok through Balamia border and Blue Water side, the Libyan and the Guinean border, we they see how many drug interceptions there where we they say either the Guinean or the Libyan border security personnel and the effect. I mean, if the Guinean and Libyan security personnel they arrest them people away, then cross go over to them. What did happen that we on side way we're not able for tackle this? So I can now to your question where you ask, we've not done enough. One, we not don't do the necessary investment. You know, Kush and drug trafficking get now a multi-dimensional crisis issue. We get for deal with national security, social and economic condition of people, and you also get for do with you know, the social fabric of the country. Take for example the consequences of Kush are many. When you look at the average age of people that really take Kush now between 7 years to 15 years, and we go beyond that from 18 to 35, 40. We get professionals in professions the way they see say these are very high-end profession. Also, they're involved in Kush taking. What have we done as a country, as a people, for this? And it also take the seriousness on the part of the law enforcement agencies for the fight for the consumption of Kush and the supply. And Khadija, I just listened to the interview where the mayor of Freetown, Akiso Ajoski, and I want to commend them for being so resolute in the fight against Kush. Like he rightly point, this not for be a political fight. This not a fight where we all for collaborate. Khadija, I sure say we always sit on here. Either we get relatives, neighbors, or people the way we know where this Kush pandemic either don't kill or don't seriously affect their lives. So it's not political. We get politicians on both sides with very close family members. Also, they experience serious challenges with drug abuse. So for me, we all for collaborate and fight this fight.
You talk about collaboration, but one big question where people on they ask, because when you look at the numbers, then based on waiting council or other people on the give, or where you the work on a street, they see people they die, where plenty people believe now due to the kind of drugs them within they take. The supply chain, now one big question where people they ask say, waiting they happen, because if you ever break the supply chain, they not go get much access to them. From your thoughts, also you think say salon seem for the missam in breaking the supply chain?
I have to be very blunt here, Mabel. There has not been the political will for really blunt the supply of drugs. And I say this for many reasons. I don't give a catalog of instances where I don't show how drugs they come out from South America. And in fact, the South Americans they target Sierra Leone for transshipment drugs them to Europe and other parts of the world. Because Sierra Leone are the shortest point in terms of crossing from South America to Africa. Now about 4.5 hours flight for come out Brazil for reach Freetown, right? And also we get a very weak security architecture and lax border control for able. So they exploit them things here. Now it brings me to why I feel say we not don't show the willingness and political will.
Because I want to ask you, say, whose political will they ask for? Because the highest officer at the presidency, the president don't declare them as an emergency. Don't even set up committees them where they're supposed for the work and they give updates on waiting they happen regard that. For you political will, now waiting I mean.
So like you this, like I don't see in other media houses, when you get a president of a country, you don't task ministers and other heads of MDs. So we now bring together policies, right? For let we tackle certain issues them way na a national concern. The president not get for the monitor people and for they do their work every day. There are so many issues president get for deal with. But also the leadership get for come out from the top. When I recall say about between last year and this year, we don't get 2 incidences of planes them where come they say they misroad. They can't land na Lunge airport. Udaya the pilot them. South Americans, not the pilot them. Not, they inside the plane. They say they don't do forensic tests and everything. Then fine 100,000, then go. But this also, they bring me to the issue where don't become an international embarrassment for we. Just like the cars. We don't get the Dutch authorities. We don't convict this man na Holland. We also get the Belgian authorities. We don't convict this man na Belgium for various drug-related offenses. They don't show we undeniable evidence say this man dey na salon. They don't show we photos and videos of the man with them positively identify in the company of high-ranking members of government. They don't demand an extradition. Waiting government tell we say, oh, Lady Cash, just Lady Cash no dey na this tongue. But that person we una identify as somebody named Umar Sharif, no problems. Una show we and produce this Umar Sharif, who is Sabia in a different name. So tell Salon na Umar Sharif una Sabian for. They're not able for produce them. And really what's shocking now the fact that this Umar Sharif allegedly get a diplomatic passport. And I know a Sierra Leonean diplomatic passport, and I know the authorities in Belgium and Holland know they make the allegation here without evidence. We government tell we say, then go investigate. They will not everything from them. Me, na diplomat speaking. Me mama work as a diplomat for over 30 years. It don't be head of chancellery, force secretary, it don't be ambassador, it don't be director general of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And no say, we then they approve, whether they ready for issue out diplomatic passport. The only person where they approve them, na president. And I want to make this clear. I know they say president culpable because you get people that wait for not do the necessary due diligence and they recommend to president say this person entitled for get a diplomatic passport. So president will just sign off because if they get the belief, say the people that we're supposed to do the due diligence don't do their work. If one for know whether Umar Sharif get diplomatic passport or not, then we just go, we take an inventory of all the diplomatic passport we government don't issue for the past 10 years and see if anybody there inside it we name Umar Sharif. We see Umar Sharif in the company of the president na a church, also na the president in farm. Who done na this Umar Sharif? Who say come out? Which business he they do? Who say don't go na the world? Nobody not seem for able for tell me. But waiting at the end na the fact that we get a whole ambassador, Alimami Bangura, where the Guinean authorities catch 7 suitcases of cocaine inside a motorcar. Don't cross Saloon border and the interceptor inside Guinea. It is no secret that he was detained by the Guinean authorities for a little while. After the diplomatic negotiations, they bring and come back. What has become of that investigation? From December to now, we don't anything.
Well, yesterday, the Minister of Information tell we say that the Guinean authority, them, they do the investigation.
Okay, so let me give you this. In international law, all they talk about jurisdiction on who that get right for investigate. You get offenses where na international offenses where any country get jurisdiction over. 1, piracy na 1. 2, international drug trafficking na another one. But then we left that one day. The vehicle of the Sierra Leone embassy na any country na Salon property. Anybody who sit inside they commit offense inside that vehicle there. Now the territory of Sierra Leone, they don't commit that offense there. Same thing with the embassy. So if they catch cocaine inside Sierra Leone diplomatic vehicle inside Guinea, now Sierra Leone territory inside that vehicle, now that offense of drug trafficking don't take place. But also, it's an issue of conspiracy. because the drug, they load am inside saloon. It cross na the Guinean border. So even the act of loading then drugs that they inside that vehicle, na a criminal act. Why we own authorities feel say, therefore, cede the power of investigating this to the Guinean authorities. I mean, waiting the Minister of Information say yesterday, it abdicates responsibility for a serious issue we don't cause with international embarrassment. We see Alimami Bangura, they go up and down. They get involved in politics. They make political statements. Basically, they tell we say, when the government of Sierra Leone lately say they can't engage in investigation, now a byword say they can't bury this particular story and we move on. And we as a country and as a people not for allow this to happen any longer.
Mr. Macaulay, you dey question the political will in the fight on this crisis. I can call it crisis because it's really serious. Lives then they go every now and then. But we still say government don't take actions. Earlier, maybe I'll draw your attention to the emergency where President Bill declares in an emergency. He also draw your attention to the task force where is set up for fight this particular substance when at the Kush. Then yesterday again, we see a public notice will come out from the judiciary of Sierra Leone, who side and say, due to the increase in drugs and drugs-related offences, the Honorable Chief Justice assigned 7 judge them and 4 magistrates na the Western area and all judge and magistrates in the provinces for let them begin for expedite matters them where they gonna court we get for do with drugs. This particular action from the Honorable Chief Justice, you not think saying a part of the steps them where government they take for deal with this crisis?
Let just commend the Honorable Chief Justice for the action way he don't take. It's very prompt. But Khadija, I sure say you and people within that house where they listen to me could accept say the declaration of state of emergency on drug abuse or substances, they set it, the drafting or putting together of policies for fight drug abuse and drug trafficking, the setting up of committees for handle for tackle drug abuse and drug trafficking is not sufficient. If action not follow, if result not follow, it means nothing. So this is where I speak about the political will. We get a whole head of the National Law Enforcement Drug Agency, Kai, where we see a video of him, where a day in the company of an alleged drug dealer. He still they occupy in office where government president appoint him. Presidents don't ask, government don't ask for make her explain himself. Who done another person there? Within a relationship with them. When you get the breaches or international partners, don't forget Khadija, then why they get serious intelligence on waiting they go on in terms of drug dealing. And no say as a matter of fact, we international partners can send information on, suspected, drug dealing, trafficking where they take place, whether not ship, whether not plane, whether not passenger. Then they send the information there. Waiting we as a country, they do with the information there. America, where drug don't decimate some of the young people. Go for example, in California, when you see the effect of drugs, it pass with you they see in a salon. What Trump don't do, he don't order a military. Now they bomb suspected boats the way they try for, ferry drugs from South America for go inside America. Just 2 days ago, then bomb one, which is the 4th. That is real action. Whether or not now a legal one, it's to be determined. But that is a real action where government they take for ensure say them put to an end. Like you this, where you get a drug problem in a country, whether na consumption, whether na trafficking, the consequences are quite dire. Firstly, you dey get an increase in violence and organized crime because people the way they traffic drugs get them, root them. People where they sell drugs get the territory the way they sell drugs, and they seek for protect their territory then they. And in seeking to protect those territories and routes, they use extreme violence. You notice say any side drug trafficking day, gun day, and any side gun day, violent offenses and also spike in the murder rate, they take place. And when you look at how Kush affect the social fabric of the country, it don't break homes. It don't render a lot of people homeless. Domestic violence is on the rise. You get abandonment of families. Responsible people which don't so they into drugs, they left their wife and pick and who's they go in and treat. This is a serious issue for us.
So, based on what you don't say, you make mention of action where you believe say not be taken. Now, whose action missing in the fight against drugs currently?
First of all, real action in terms of investigations and see investigations then to conclusion. I see the police media head now going at the quiz on the investigations. It tells say, you know, they forget, Alec, thank God, you know, they drink rum. So, you know, they forget question where you do ask her. If you tells you know, they answer that question, you know, go answer them. I mean, we get Toko. You know, we also get a whole legal architecture I go canto. We get the Transnational Organized Crimes Unit head 2 weeks ago. Some kind dramatic press conference. He named a young artist, Natasha Beckley. And the way it talk like say, it don't conclusively get evidence say this particular person involved in Kush production and manufacturing. He give himself up. I understand. The same day, they get bail. From that day, we're not hearing nothing again. And the reality is this. It tell we MK Ali, when at the head of Toko, tell we say he don't do investigation. They say Natasha Beckley get a particular house where they produce drugs where police do occupy for like 4 or 5 months. So you ask yourself, does it take a rocket scientist for determine who that own a particular house? No, go to administrator registrar general. You go know who that sell the property, you go know who that buy the property. To date, we don't know who that not the person we get that property there. And also, I read now Sylvia Blyden in column, say the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency get a mere $89,000. And I see me yourself make reference to that amount there as budgetary allocation. If you're really serious for fed drugs, you go put a lot of effort, money inside the fight against drugs. And the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, now one of the leading institutions where they fetch drugs in this country. We not only invest in the technology where they help we for, you know, tackle drug abuse and also drug trafficking. Take, for example, you can buy, when you dey travel, Khadija, Babel, you dey travel, when you reach in a certain airport or ports of entry, randomly they pull you aside, you know, swab you and then test you. They do an Lunge as well. But it's just limited to Lunge. What would they do beyond Lunge? Now the border crossing, because these are the most porous areas them. And the other problem where we get with Kush, now the fact that it gets serious national security implications. One, we law enforcement officers, we don't see the OSD the way take Kush way the old and gone till they fall on a
Let me
ground.
talk now about the approach of the law enforcement agency in all of them drug allegation there so we they upon Sierra Leone. How you can describe the way how the law enforcement agency don't they go about for all people them or for investigate people where allegedly na the manufacturer them of this particular substance, Kush and other substance like the tramadol 225 and a whole lot of others where we don't see comrade in the camp now they testify say you don't even then at the schools comrade and say they give them begin to get access to them through the schools. How you can assess the way how the police don't they go about this?
We get for give credit, I sure say you get people in the police where not genuine people where they do their very best for make sure say they stamp out the one the way they bring Kush na the country, the one the way they distribute them, the one the way they consume them. But they have get the limit. You get forget the necessary, investment. One, you get for invest in the personnel. Attract the right type of people. Give them the necessary training. Give them the necessary equipment and encouragement. I don't feel say that they happen now.
That's lacking from the police they end.
It is lacking. I mean, the police themselves they talk and say they face challenges. They face challenges. Also, the fight against drug trafficking, as I say, get for being multi-sectorial. You can use law enforcement, but let we not stop there no more. Let we look at other areas how we be able to handle this issue. One, public education and outreach. I think say government need to do more. And they see public education on the use of Kush, but government need to do more. One, for educate the public and especially school-going kids, the dangers of Kush and other illegal substance consumption. And secondly, we for publicize the consequences if they catch you, they do them thing and they. That's not the public education and outreach angle. But also we get to look at the economic factors. Many of the people that they engage in the consumption of Kush, now people we mostly in a street, then they not get hope in their life. Sometimes they for take that Kush na a means of running away from the reality where they face them. Government get for put together programs for see how we go integrate them into the society and the financial sector for make them able for make decent living as well. You get people where they make a lot of money out of this. And also government get for look at money laundering. Because for let drug trafficking thrive, money laundering get for thrive. How did they pass this money from this country to other countries? How did they bring money from other countries inside the country? Some man will sell Kush. We don't sell Kush done. He get the money. He go open other businesses. Probably go open petrol station. He go see how they engage in precious metal, buying and selling gold, diamond, whatever it is. He go engage in, say, I open boutique or I get a car sales center. So that Kush money, now he go take, he go buy in petroleum product, and he buy in gold and diamond. We sell them, he don't clean them, which is where the NRA come in. We they see the lifestyle where people they live in this country. I think we get for past laws. I know say we not get their laws that day. We get her with respect to public officers for see whether the lifestyle where they live commensurate to the official emolument.